So welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to another video, and today's vid is all about security and anti-theft for your bike. So I'm going to change a few things on the bike, just going to make it less prone to theft. I'm going to change a couple of the bolts. Obviously, since I built this bike, it gets a lot of attention, so I don't want to leave it anywhere for too long. But if I do need to just pop into a shop for a second, I want to be able to do so and not worry too much about the bike. So the first thing I'm going to change is this front release, quick release skewer at the front. I'm just going to take the skewer out and put in a security skewer from Pinhead Components. I'll show it to you shortly. And then for the back, obviously I can't take out the axle. So basically I'm going to take off these bolts here and replace them with security bolts. And that will be the front and the back wheel done. The seat post, here I have a bolt on here. Just show you that. So I've got this bolt here on the seat post. So I'm going to replace that with a security bolt as well. Pinhead do actually provide a whole collar, security collar, but obviously my bike's got a collar here already, so I just need the bolt. So I basically went for the Pinhead existing collar bolt for the seat post. And then onto the handlebar and stem. So we're going to replace this bolt here with a security bolt, and then that won't be able to be taken off. And then the last and kind of least, some of these bolts are going to be changed. So these are just Allen key bolts, but I'm going to put a torque screw in there, which uses a bit more of an obscure tool, which is this here. It's kind of like an Allen key, but it has a hole in there, as you can see. And the bolts themselves. So this is what the bolt looks like. It has a little pin in the head there. So it's not completely anti-theft, but you know, your usual opportunist crackhead might not have tools to take these out. So yeah, I'm just going to put some of those in, and yeah, that'll basically anti-theft the bike as much as I can. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is the front wheel and replace it with this skewer here. So I'm going to take out this front quick release skewer and replace it with this, it's not a quick release, it's just a solid skewer. One side of it is just clear, so you can't get any tools on it to open that. It's just smooth and round. And then on the other side, it's also smooth and round, but it has three indentations in it, which basically works with a coded key, which looks a little something like this. So you can see in there the three pieces that drop into the indentations, and that's coded. So each one of these has a different code on. It's just there, I'm not going to show it to you, but yeah, basically only this key should fit this skewer. So I'm just going to take this out. And yeah, it comes out pretty easy enough. So I'm just going to take this off and put this in. Alright, so I've got the skewer in, as you can see there, and on the other side it's just smooth. Excuse the stains on the tri-spoke. That's a bit of beer, I think, from Critical Mass. But yeah, I'm just gonna basically tighten this now with the key. So it just fits on like that. And I'll just tighten it. Alright, so that's on. It's smooth on this side. It has a coded bolt on this side. And yeah, so now nobody can take that off. Alright, so next we're going to move to the rear axle, the rear wheel. Alright, so moving on to the rear wheel now. Just going to use a 15mm socket wrench and take off the bolts. So these are what the bolts look like. Just replacement bolts with the indentations again, coded. So only my key will be able to take these off. So just going to put these on. Okay, so the security bolts are on the rear wheel now. I have to confess, the bolts were initially just silver, but they didn't have any paint on, but I wanted to spray them black, which I did do, but I done it really quickly. I didn't put any lacquer on, I didn't primer them or anything like that. I didn't actually want to add too much paint in case it messed with the indentation. My coded key didn't work. But so obviously the paint's coming off there as I've been tightening the bolts. But I'll probably have to go over that again, you know, spray it properly. But for now, both bolts are on, as you can see. So yeah, I've got 2 security bolts, and that's the rear wheel done. So basically nobody should be able to take this rear wheel off now. Alright, so now for the seat post bolt. So I'm just going to basically take a 13mm socket wrench and take this bolt off. The silver bolt that I showed you earlier. So here's the silver bolt that I've just removed, 13mm. I didn't really want it on there because it's silver anyway, and there's not really too much silver on my bike. And I will be replacing it with this from Pinhead Components, seat post bolt or seat post lock for existing collars. So it's just a bolt only. You can get the whole collar to put on the seat post. So yeah, I've sprayed it black again. Obviously didn't do a great job. But yeah, there's the indentations for the coded key. I'm just going to put that on now. Okay, so I got the seat post collar on, or seat post collar bolt, as you can see there. So it's coded on one side with the indentations, so only I should be able to open that. And then on the other side, it's just a smooth bolt, so nobody should be able to take that off. So I'm just going to use this Pinhead key, coded key, to tighten the seat post. Just put that on there, slip it in, and then just tighten it up. Alright, so that's really tight now. Just gonna put this little piece of rubber on the end. And that's now secure. Doesn't look too bad. But I don't mind people noticing these additions, because then it will act as a bit of a deterrent as well. Alright, so that's on. Let's move on to the handlebar. Okay, with the bolts on the handlebar, I'm basically going to take these 2 bolts out and replace them with black bolts, because I think they're slight eyesores, silver on the carbon fibre. So I'm going to change these to 2 black bolts. And I'm going to change these two bottom ones, these two here, to Torx screws. Alright, so this is what the Torx screw looks like. As you can see, it has a pin in the head of it. So you can't put a normal Allen key in there. You have to put an Allen key with a hole in it. This specialized tool. Okay, so now I've replaced the bolts on the handlebar. I've replaced the two silver bolts at the top with black bolts. They're just straight replacements. And then below here are the two Torx screws that I've put in. You can see them just below there. And on the other side here, there's one Torx screw at the bottom, and then I've just replaced the top screw with another black Allen key bolt rather than a silver one, pretty much just for aesthetics. And the top part here, I completely forgot that I have a quill stem adapter in here, which this bolt goes all the way down into the neck. So I wasn't able to replace it with the security bolt here, because as you can see, it's only around a couple centimeters long. It's not going to reach down into the neck here, so that's just going to have to stay as it is. But obviously we've got the Torx screw on here, two Torx screws on the bottom here, so the handlebar should be okay for now. You know, if I just need to leave it somewhere for a couple of minutes, that security should suffice. So the bike's done now. Just to recap on what was done, we took out the front skewer here, this quick release skewer, and replaced it with the pinhead components skewer. So it's smooth on this side with the coded key indentations on the other side. So only I should be able to take that off. On the rear axle, two bolts, security bolts with the indentations, the coded key. So that's on both sides. So only I should be able to take that off. And then the same on the seat post collar. So just here we've got the coded key indentations here, and on the other side it's just a smooth bolt, so you can't really get any tools on that. And then the last piece was the changes to the handlebar. So the two Torx screws and the Torx screw at the bottom just here. And that's basically how to anti-theft your bike. So subscribe to the channel for any more upcoming videos, and thanks for watching.